Section 92 of the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, translated by Courtney Langdon. This Librivox recording is in the public domain. Paradiso, Canto 25. The Eighth or Starry Heaven. The Twins. Triumphant Spirits. St. James examines Dante on Hope.
If e'er it happen that the sacred poem, to which both heaven and earth have so set hand that it hath made me lean for many years, o'ercome the fierceness which against me bars the lovely fold, where as a lamb I slept, though hostile to the wolves that give it war, then with another voice and other fleece a poet I'll return, and at the font of mine own baptism take the laurel crown. For there I entered first into the faith, which makes souls known to God, and Peter later, because of my belief, thus wreathed my brow. Then toward us, after this, there moved a light out of the sphere, from which the first fruit issued, which of his vicars Christ once left behind. And full of joy, my lady said to me,
Look, look, behold the baron for whose sake men go to see Galicia down on earth.
As when a dove alighteth near its mate, each, by its circling and its cooing, shows the other its affection, thus I saw one great and glorious prince the other greet, and praise the food which sateth them up there. But when their mutual gratulations ceased, before me each in silence stopped, and flamed so brightly that my face was forced to bow. Then smiling Beatrice,
Illustrious life, by whom the generous liberality of our basilica was once described, let hope resound upon these heavenly heights. Thou knowest that thou didst stand for it, as oft as Jesus showed most brightness to the three.
Lift up thy head, and reassure thyself, for all that cometh from the mortal world up hither must be ripened in our rays.
This comfort reached me from the second fire. Hence to the hills I raised mine eyes, which erst had bowed them down by their excessive weight.
Since of his graciousness our Emperor wills that thou before thy death shouldest face his counts in his most secret hall, that having seen the truth in this our court, thou mayest confirm, both in thyself and other souls, the hope which rightfully enamours men on earth, say what it is, and how therewith thy mind is blossoming, and whence it came to thee.
Thus further did the second light proceed, and that kind soul who to so high a flight had led the feathers of my wings forestalled my answer thus.
No child of greater hope hath the church militant, as in the sun is written, which irradiates all our band. It, therefore, hath been granted him to come from Egypt to Jerusalem, and see, or ere the period of his warfare end. Thine other two requests, made not for knowledge, but so that he may carry back with him to what extent this virtue pleases thee, I leave to him, for they will not be hard for him, nor matter for self-praise. To these let him reply, and may God's grace assist him.
Even as in that wherein he expert is, a pupil readily and willingly answers his teacher, that his worth be shown. Hope is, I said, a steadfast expectation of future glory, which by grace divine and by preceding merit is produced. This light from many stars comes down to me, but he into my heart instilled it first, who was the greatest leader's greatest bard. For let them hope in thee that know thy name, the latter in his Theody declares. And if he have my faith, who knows it not? Then thou with his instilling didst so greatly instil that hope in me with thine epistle, that filled with it I pour your rain on others. While I was speaking, in the living bosom of that great fire, a bright effulgence quivered quickly and often, like a lightning flash, and then it breathed.
The love wherewith I still warm to the virtue which once followed me, till with the palm I issued from the field, would have me give my breath to thee again, that dost therein delight, and I am pleased to have thee say what promise hope affords thee.
And I, the Scriptures, both the new and old, the goal establish of the souls whom God hath made his friends. This points it out to me. Isaiah says that each in his own land will in a double garment be arrayed, and his own land is this sweet life of ours. And in a more explicit way thy brother makes this same revelation manifest to us, where of the snow-white robes he treats. After these words had ended, first was heard above us,
Let them hope in thee.
whereto all of the carols made reply, and then a light became so brilliant in their midst, that, if the crab had such a crystal star, winter would have a month of one sole day. And as a happy maiden rising goes in honour of the bride to join the dance, and not for any failing on her part, even so I saw the splendour, brighter grown, approach the two who in a wheel were turning, as it behoved the ardour of their love. Into the song and music then it entered, and on the three my lady kept her gaze, silent and motionless as would a bride.
This is the one who on his breast reclined, who is our pelican, and from the cross selected was to hold the filial office.
Even thus my lady spoke, but no more after did her words withdraw her eyes from fixed attention than before. Even as is he who gazes at the sun and tries to see it partially eclipsed, and who, because of seeing, groweth blind, such I became before that latest fire, till this was said.
Why dost thou blind thyself to see a thing which hath no being here? Earth is my body on the earth, and there will with the other stay, until our number shall with the eternal purpose correspond. With both their garments in the blessed cloister are those two lights alone, which hither rose, and this shalt thou take back unto your world.
Stilled was the flaming circle at these words, and with them that sweet mixture which was formed out of the music of the threefold breath, as from fatigue or danger to escape, oars, which had stroked the water just before, are at a whistle's sound all brought to rest. Ah, how disturbed in mind I then became, when I turned round to look at Beatrice, because I could not see her now, though close to her I was, and in the happy world.
End of Paradiso, Canto 25.